What if one of Donald Trump's biggest critics just revealed something his own supporters don't fully understand? A veteran journalist who has questioned Trump face-to-face for years is now making a bold claim about what happens behind the scenes. According to CNN anchor Kaitlan Collins, there is a side of Donald Trump that many people never get to see. And what she said is now sparking debate across political circles and social media. So what exactly did Collins reveal, and why are so many people talking about it? Let's break it down. CNN anchor Kaitlan Collins recently opened up about her experiences covering President Donald Trump, and some of her comments are making headlines. In an interview discussing her years of reporting on Trump, Collins reflected on the often tense exchanges she has had with the president. Anyone who has followed political news over the past decade knows that Donald Trump has frequently clashed with journalists. He has criticized reporters during press conferences, challenged questions he didn't like, and often accused major media outlets of unfair coverage. But Collins says there may be more to the story. According to her, Trump doesn't just dislike tough questions from reporters. She believes he reacts differently in certain situations, particularly when female journalists are the ones asking those difficult questions. Collins pointed out that while Trump has publicly criticized many male journalists over the years, observers have increasingly noticed his reactions when women reporters challenge him directly. She referenced several well-known journalists who have found themselves in heated exchanges with the president. However, one particular moment stood out: the Epstein question. Collins recalled a tense exchange that took place inside the Oval Office. During that conversation, she questioned Trump regarding issues connected to Jeffrey Epstein, the convicted sex offender whose case continues to attract public attention years after his death. Instead of directly focusing on the substance of the question, Trump reportedly responded with a personal observation. According to Collins, he told her, "In the 10 years you've covered me, I've never seen you smile." For Collins, the comment was surprising because of the context. She later explained that while Trump was discussing various matters and displaying items in the Oval Office, she was focused on asking questions related to a serious issue involving victims whose lives had been deeply affected. The exchange quickly became another example of the sometimes combative relationship between Trump and members of the press. But Collins believes the moment revealed something larger about Trump's personality and communication style. A different Trump behind closed doors. One of the most talked about parts of the interview came when Collins suggested that Trump can behave differently depending on whether cameras are present. According to her, the version of Trump the public sees during televised appearances may not always be the same person journalists encounter away from the spotlight. She argued that Trump has long understood the power of media attention. For decades, he has been one of the most recognizable public figures in America. Even before entering politics, he built a reputation as someone who knew how to generate headlines and dominate news cycles. Whether people loved him or hated him, they were paying attention. And in today's media environment, attention can be incredibly powerful. Collins suggested that Trump has mastered this game perhaps better than almost anyone else in modern politics. The claim that started debate. However, it was her final observation that generated the most discussion. Collins said she believes many Trump supporters don't always realize something important. In her view, despite regularly criticizing mainstream media organizations, Trump still seeks recognition and validation from those same institutions. Think about that for a moment. For years, Trump has portrayed himself as an outsider fighting against major media organizations. His supporters have often echoed those criticisms, arguing that mainstream outlets are biased against him. Yet Collins argues that Trump remains highly aware of how those outlets cover him. She believes he watches, responds to, and engages with media narratives far more than many people assume. That comment immediately sparked reactions online. Some people agreed with her assessment. Others strongly disagreed. Supporters of Trump argued that paying attention to media coverage doesn't necessarily mean seeking validation from it. Critics, meanwhile, said Collins may have a point, noting Trump's long history of responding to news reports and media commentary. The bigger picture. Regardless of where people stand politically, one thing is clear. The relationship between Donald Trump and the media remains one of the most fascinating dynamics in American politics. On one side, Trump has built much of his political identity around challenging traditional news organizations. On the other side, those same organizations continue to dedicate enormous amounts of coverage to him. It's a relationship filled with conflict, criticism, and constant attention. And perhaps that's exactly why it continues to generate headlines year after year. Every press conference, every interview, and every public exchange has the potential to become a major news story. That's especially true when the interaction involves a journalist like Kaitlan Collins, who has repeatedly questioned Trump directly and publicly. Why this matters. The reason this story is attracting so much attention isn't simply because of one interview. It's because it touches on a larger question. How much of politics today is about policy, and how much is about media perception? In an age where every statement can instantly spread across social media, public image has become more important than ever. Politicians understand it. Journalists understand it. And voters are increasingly aware of it as well. Collins' comments have reignited that conversation. Whether people agree with her or not, her observations offer an inside look at one of the most closely watched political figures in the world. Conclusion. So what do you think? Is Kaitlan Collins right when she says Trump seeks validation from the same media organizations he often criticizes? Or is she completely wrong about what motivates him? One thing is certain. The debate isn't ending anytime soon. As long as Donald Trump remains at the center of American politics, every interview, every confrontation, and every unexpected comment will continue to capture public attention. And this latest claim from Kaitlan Collins is just the newest chapter in that ongoing story. If you found this report interesting, don't forget to like, subscribe, and let us know your opinion in the comments below. Because on this topic, everyone seems to have something to say.